Good evening to everybody. Those of you who are joining us for the first time on our weekly Wednesday webinars, and for those of you who are joining us for the first time, delightful to be with you this evening and for you to be joining us. My name is Bronwyn Pearson from Pinnacle People Solutions, and welcome, as I said, to our weekly webinar about all things HR. So our company, Pinnacle People Solutions, provides human resource services, advice, support, solutions, strategies, you name it, and we specialise in doing that with regionally based, small to medium-sized businesses and not-for-profit organisations. We are here to help you and your business to adapt and to thrive. So you can contact myself or my fantastic team anytime via Facebook. Also email, phone, visit our website, pinnaclepeoplesolutions.com.au. There's a whole range of different ways that you can reach out and get in touch with us, and we'd love to hear from you and love to learn more about your business and how we might be able to help. And good evening to those who are up online and joining us this evening. So as a continuation of our COVID-19 employer advisories, each Wednesday evening at 5:30, we will do a deep dive into a particular HR topic to provide information and insight on topics of interest to regionally based business. So if there's anything that you would particularly like to hear about, don't hesitate to get in touch. In fact, it's our clients and our audience that are largely informing the topics that we're selecting each week. And so we'd really encourage you to get in touch with us and give us topics that you would really like to hear more about. If you're watching this on Facebook Live at this point in time, you can subscribe to receive notifications of when we're going live on Facebook by clicking the bell icon in the top right corner of your screen. And that will mean you will never miss a HR update or webinar from us ever again. So if that appeals to you and that's what that you would like to make sure that always happens for you, then just click the bell icon in the top right corner of your screen. Otherwise, all of our webinars and our Monday COVID updates are available always after the event and with a fact sheet up on our website at pinnaclepeoplesolutions.com.au, as well as on our YouTube channel, here in Facebook, as well as LinkedIn and a whole range of other social media. So you'll always find us and the information you need when you need it. So today's topic. Today we are talking about JobKeeper, particularly JobKeeper 2.0, and the changes that are coming in on the 28th of September. And we're doing it today quite deliberately at the beginning of September to give you plenty of time to get those ducks in a row. So while the scheme has been extended overall, there are significant changes that you need to be aware of and prepared for. So that's the purpose of today's webinar. So what are then the key changes between JobKeeper 1, the existing JobKeeper arrangements, and JobKeeper 2.0? So we're going to pop up for you the JobKeeper extension fact sheet that the Treasury has produced. On the 21st of July this year, the government announced that it would be extending the JobKeeper scheme until the 28th of March 2021. And in doing so, plans to more closely target those businesses and not-for-profit organisations which continue to be significantly impacted by COVID-19. So let me outline for you what the changes to the extended scheme, as in JobKeeper 2.0, what they are. So in terms of business eligibility, organisations seeking to continue to claim JobKeeper will be required to reassess their eligibility with reference to their actual turnover in the September quarter, as opposed to estimated turnover, which is what businesses have had to provide to this point in time under JobKeeper, the initial stages of JobKeeper. And you'll need to do that to provide your reference to your actual turnover in September to continue receiving payments in the December quarter. And you'll need to repeat this process for the December quarter to remain eligible for the March quarter 2021. So in terms of eligibility for your employees, from the 3rd of August 2020, employees can be eligible for the JobKeeper payment if they were employed as at 1 July 2020. So as JobKeeper is an all-in scheme, if you're receiving JobKeeper and have taken on new employees between 1 March and 1 July, you must now include them in the scheme. So just to be really clear about that, that's from the 3rd of August, that change. In terms of the payment rate, the payment rate will be reduced on the 28th of September. So this is for JobKeeper 2.0, and again on the 4th of January 2021. And there will be different rates for part-time and full-time staff. So for employees who worked more than 20 hours a week at the 1st of March 2020 or 1 July 2020 if they commenced after the 1st of March. So if they worked for more than those 20 hours a week from either of those dates, from the 28th of September, payments will drop to $1,200 a fortnight. They're currently $1,500. They will drop to $1,200 a fortnight. And from the 4th of January 2021, payments will drop to $1,000 a fortnight. And that's for employees who worked more than 20 hours a week from either the 1st of March or the 1st of July for JobKeeper 2.0. For employees who worked less than 20 hours a week as at 1 March or 1 July, if they commenced after the 1st of March, from the 28th of September, payments will drop to $750 a fortnight. And from the 4th of January 2021, payments will drop to $650 a fortnight. So we will make sure that you have access, there we go, to the Treasury fact sheet in order to be able to get the practical hands-on information that I'm just sharing with you this evening. So we also know from yesterday, so there was a Prime Minister's release yesterday evening that to indicate that the extension of the Fair Work Act JobKeeper provisions in respect of JobKeeper 2.0 and what's happening with those, what the government have passed. Under the extended provision, so under JobKeeper 2.0, qualifying employers who are receiving JobKeeper payments for their employees and continue to receive them after the 27th of September, so continue to be eligible in JobKeeper 2.0, can continue to use the JobKeeper provisions to do the following. First, to give their employees JobKeeper enabling stand-down directions, for example, a direction to work less or no hours. Secondly, they can continue to use the JobKeeper provisions to give their employees JobKeeper enabling directions, for example, a direction to change duties or work location. And 3, to make agreements with their employees to change their days and time or times of work. For example, an agreement that an employee will work on different days than what they might currently do. However, those employers who will no longer be able to use the JobKeeper provisions to make agreements with their staff to take annual leave, including at half pay. Those provisions, the annual leave enabling provisions, will stop applying from the 28th of September 2020. So that's really important to know, and I will bring this up again as we progress through the webinar this evening, because I'll be putting that on your list of to-dos in terms of reviewing your annual leave liability. So any JobKeeper enabling directions or agreements to change an employee's days or times of work that are already in place on the 27th of September will keep applying after this date, as long as you, the employer, continues to qualify for the scheme and your staff member continues to be eligible to receive JobKeeper. For these employers, JobKeeper enabling directions or agreements stop applying when either they're cancelled, withdrawn or replaced, or on the 29th of March 2021, whichever comes first. So clear as mud. Let's see how this is actually going to work in practice. So if your head's spinning at this point, just take a few deep breaths in, because we're going to actually give you some scenarios to help make sure that this is understood. Okay, so if you're an employer who's currently receiving JobKeeper, but you believe you will no longer be eligible after the 28th of September, so this is the scenario we're talking about. So if on review of your organisation's finances, it looks like you won't be eligible to meet, or we won't be able to meet the actual turnover test for the September quarter, or you're no longer eligible for another reason, then JobKeeper payments will cease to be paid in the fortnight following the 28th of September 2020. All current JobKeeper enabling directions will also cease. It's essential now to review your business financial situation and communicate regularly and clearly with your staff so that there are no surprises in a month's time when your participation in the scheme ends, if that's what you're expecting is going to happen. If you don't know whether it will or not, that's another reason to be getting in and looking now at your organisation's finances. It may be that your business will be unable to survive without JobKeeper support. If this is the case, you need to deal with staff terminations and redundancies sooner rather than later, and most importantly, lawfully, so that you avoid any risks associated with that. Okay, so that's in the event that you're currently receiving JobKeeper, but you believe you'll no longer be eligible after the 28th of September. Now, let's look at businesses who are currently receiving JobKeeper and will continue to be eligible after the 28th of September. So that's eligible for JobKeeper 2.0. If on review of your organisation's finances, you will be able to meet the actual turnover test for the September quarter, as well as the other continuing eligibility criteria, you still need to consider the financial impact of your business of the reduction in payment amounts. For any employees who regularly earn more than $1,200 a fortnight full-time and $750 a fortnight for part-time, you will need to top up the JobKeeper payment to their usual level. You will also need to ensure that your staff remain eligible. So if you have, and good evening to Naomi and Joe, thank you so much for joining us this evening. If you have JobKeeper enabling directions in place currently, and you are eligible for JobKeeper 2.0 beyond the 27th of September, these will all continue to operate until your eligibility for JobKeeper 2.0 finishes or the program finishes on the 29th of March 2021. Therefore, if you have any of these JobKeeper enabling directions in place, that is, you've used JobKeeper enabling directions to stand down staff, reduce their hours or pay, or take annual leave, these will end overnight on 28th of September unless you are eligible for JobKeeper 2.0. You need to take the financial and staffing implications of the end of these enabling directions into consideration in your workforce planning if you'll no longer be eligible for JobKeeper at the 27th of September this year. Okay. The third scenario, so we've already looked at you're currently receiving JobKeeper, but you believe you'll no longer be eligible for 2.0 from the 28th of September. We've also looked at you're currently receiving JobKeeper, but you think you'll continue to be eligible after the 28th of September. Now let's look at you're currently receiving JobKeeper, but you now have additional staff who are eligible. If you have staff who've come on board since the 1st of March 2020 and who were employed as at the 1st of July 2020 and meet the other eligibility criteria for JobKeeper, you must add them as eligible employees to the JobKeeper payment. JobKeeper is a one-in, all-in payment. Consequently, as employers receiving JobKeeper, you must give any newly eligible employees an employee nomination notice and update their information with the ATO. Okay, so that's for employers that are currently receiving JobKeeper but now have additional staff who are eligible who were employed after the 1st of March and by the 1st of July. Okay, here's another scenario. You're not currently receiving JobKeeper, but you may actually qualify for JobKeeper 2.0. If you didn't think you were eligible for JobKeeper or it didn't seem worth your while previously, it's still a good idea to run the numbers now. Your organisation may have become eligible and it might now be of assistance to your business to have this additional financial support for your employees. As long as you either remain eligible for JobKeeper 2.0 or you become eligible for JobKeeper 2.0, whether or not you were eligible for and receiving JobKeeper 1.0, you will have access to the workplace flexibility options associated with JobKeeper. Okay, and the final scenario is this. You're not currently receiving JobKeeper and you won't qualify for 2.0. No action is required specifically in relationship to JobKeeper. However, it's never a bad time to review your workforce and business planning to prepare for the next 6 to 12 months. And that leads us into a discussion about workforce planning, which is an incredibly important component associated with JobKeeper. If you haven't done this already, now is a really good time to sit down with your accountant, your bookkeeper, and your HR advisor to figure out where the finances of your business stand at this moment in time, what you can expect in the future, and how you resource your business to support those expectations. While no one has a crystal ball, God knows none of us would have expected to be where we are at this point in time this year, you can look at trends over the last 5 months that we've been living with in this pandemic and come up with a set of scenarios that are most likely over the next 6 to 12 months. Particularly in relationship to staff, the important things to consider are the following. First of all, do you have the right skills and experience in your staff to run your business at maximum efficiency and effectiveness? Are your staff working the right number of hours a week and on the right days? If you are currently eligible for JobKeeper, do you need to reduce your leave liability by giving annual leave enabling directions before they expire on the 28th of September this year? Are you taking into account COVID-safe business practices to ensure that the risk of transmitting illness in the workplace is minimised, such as having staff work from home on alternate days, etc.? Remember, if you become eligible for JobKeeper at any time, you can apply to join the scheme. That's really important to know. So it mightn't hurt, it certainly wouldn't hurt to go back and review your numbers. Okay, so what do you do right now? Here's the list of things that we recommend that you do right now. First of all, review your eligibility for JobKeeper, particularly regarding the new requirements for the turnover test that are going to apply to JobKeeper 2.0 from the 28th of September this year. Review any JobKeeper enabling directions that are currently in place and make plans for when they cease to operate on the 28th of September if you are not eligible for JobKeeper 2.0. They will continue to operate if you are. And review existing and potential for annual leave enabling directions, because they will cease regardless on the 28th of September. If you want to give a direction for somebody to take annual leave, you can do so provided the leave commences before the 28th of September. It does not have to conclude by that date. Review your finances, review your business plan, and review your workforce plan to ensure that your business is as prepared as it possibly can be for the next 6 to 12 months. If you're not sure about any of these aspects, get professional advice. Your people are your biggest asset, your biggest expense, and your greatest risk. And it makes absolute sense to take as good care of them with professional HR support as it does to get professional tax, accounting, and legal advice for the financial and other aspects of your business. We offer a free initial consultation with no obligations, so you can call us anytime on 1300 856 231. The details are in the chat screen, or email us at admin@pinnaclepeoplesolutions.com.au. We've got your back. So thank you so much to everybody for joining us this evening. Thank you, Glenda. It's lovely to see you here again this evening as well, and all of the others that have joined us this evening. It's delightful to have you with us. Thank you so much for supporting us and joining in with us. We really, really appreciate it. So this video will remain online on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and our website at pinnaclepeoplesolutions.com.au. If you'd like to catch up or watch again later, or you'd like to suggest that business owner colleagues or manager colleagues or friends of yours or family that have businesses or manage businesses that you think it would be helpful for them, let them know where to find it. We'll also be producing a fact sheet based on the information we've given you this evening that you'll be able to download from our website shortly. You can also sign up for a weekly digest of our Wednesday webinars, associated fact sheet, and our Monday news updates to be delivered to your inbox every Tuesday. And you can sign up for that on our website, and you can also sign up on Facebook. So please join us for our Monday news update at 9:15 on Facebook Live to catch up on all the important news from the last week, both COVID related and general HR. Next week, our webinar next Wednesday will feature our consultant psychologist who will be discussing mental health first aid. This year particularly has been an extraordinarily stressful one for business, and it will help us all to have some extra tools in our back pockets to recognise when an employee, a colleague, a friend or a family member might be tipping over the edge from common or garden variety stress and into the realm of needing professional mental health help. Please share this in your circles and tune in next Wednesday at 5:30 with our consultant psychologist, Jessica Pearson. In the meantime, please hug the people that you can, wave cheerily at those that you're yet not allowed to. Please stay safe, stay socially distant, wear those masks in public or when social distancing is difficult to achieve. Wash your hands, have that great hand hygiene, and we'll really look forward to seeing you next Monday for our next weekly update. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a fantastic evening.